welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, this is my 2010 Ford Focus RS with 115,000 miles, and you're following along its journey to get it back to its best without breaking the bank. This is episode number 5 in the series, and today's a big day. We're finally firing her up. I'll be walking you through the parts I've already got and the ones I still have on the list. And I'll be asking for your help to troubleshoot a tricky fault that's been giving me some trouble. And if you're enjoying the build so far, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Now let's dive in.
I don't think this car's ever been started up on the channel. So yeah, it's a lovely day outside. The battery's back in, as you all know. So let's try and give it a start. There's your 115,000 miles. That's not showing up very well here. Right, let's give it a go. Fingers crossed. Not much fuel in it. Starts up. All running nicely now. Good to have her running. And looking tidy. Well, there we have it. Got her up to temperature. Everything's looking good up there. Good oil pressure. Quick sound check. Still sounds magnificent.
Right, that sounds great. Let's take a look at all those parts. So the benefit to having this car sat here for the last year is I've had quite a lot of time to pick up new parts. Yes, just a few bits here and there. And as I mentioned, today I thought I'd take you through what I've got. Give you some part numbers if that helps with anybody who's looking for anything. So, and give you a little background around some of this stuff. So, obviously we picked up the new undershield tray for the engine the other day. I actually haven't had this long, but for anyone looking for old fin numbers there, part numbers, whatever you want to call them, there we go. That's a brand new Ford original one. Now the rest of the stuff, for the most part, the big stuff, all came from one lovely chap down in Kent who was doing a restoration of his own Ultimate Green Focus RS. He only had 10,000 miles on this car, and he just decided that he was just going to buy everything new again. And he sold me pretty much everything you see here for about £200 off a 10,000 mile car. And the way I saw it was, yes, there is some surface rust on here, although God knows how. It just sat in this garage. The car was absolutely pristine. But I can clean this up. You know, we've just got little bits of surface rust there on the welding seams, tiny little bits down here at the bottom. Nothing compared to what the car looks like at the moment. I can clean this up, not have to media blast it and re-powder coat it because it's all heavily corroded. No, £200, I get all of this stuff. I can clean this up myself and have it looking brand new again. For a fraction of the cost it would have cost me to get everything done or to buy it new, God forbid. There is a couple of things I did buy, I think they're just in this small small part here that I have bought. I think one of them is this radiator bracket. So I'll just show you that one there. Anyone needs part number? Here we go. That wasn't included in his lot. He has also included the unicorn of parts. Apparently everybody seems to want it. That's the headlight leveler. That's in perfect condition. Tiny bit of surface rust. Like I say, for these bits here, I'll just show you a bit better. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of surface rust on it, but you know, we can wire brush that off, hit that with some chassis paint, and have it looking absolutely perfect. And same here. This just needs a good clean for the most part. Yes, we've got tiny bits here, tiny bit there. You know, just on the weld seams, that's it. Otherwise, it's in great condition. I mean, look at this suspension. It's comparative to what I've got. Yeah, cool. We can clean all this up. We will need some new springs because the car, as you know, is not riding on its stock springs. It's got a set of H&R on it. We will get some e-back ones, which I think are marginally better. Sorry, better angle there. I've ridden on both. I think, yeah, I've ridden on both, but the e-back ones are a little bit better. So all of what you see sort of here, less the radiator support bracket, came from one person. Lovely guy, really great, and what a great deal. I'll take you through some of the other bits I've got over here. So obviously I've got rear shocks and springs as well. We've got a mounting set of rear pads even, which, funny enough, I think they've travelled around the world with me. I think I had these in New Zealand. I think they were sent to me, and they might have been sent to somebody you may all know, in lieu of them being sent to me in New Zealand, so apologies. I might have actually had these sitting waiting for me when I came back. So I had a set of these on my New Zealand RS, and they failed. Just completely fell apart, crumbled. God knows why. Car it'd been tracked a couple of times, but nothing intense. Had these, and it had their uprated Mountune discs as well, and yet they just completely fell apart. Lovely Mountune, were really good about it. No quibbles. I showed them the pictures, what had happened, and they sent out a replacement set of pads. Really nice, really professional. I was very pleased with that. Surprise, surprise, the rear heat shields on the rear discs, sorry, the heat shields on the rear discs are I think they're nearly gone, like they're just dust. It's insane how badly corroded they are. So brand new ones there, no surprise. New mats, because why not? New aerial, I think you all saw that. I'm going to swap out the old stubby boy up there. He won't be around much longer. New drop lengths. Now I'm told Ford don't do these anymore, so I think I had to buy some aftermarket ones. I was going to buy some adjustable ones from White Line and get the White Line rear anti-roll bar. Oh, and by the way, that anti-roll bar over there, that came with the car, came with this stuff, and is absolutely pristine. I don't even know why he replaced it. I mean, the stickers are still on it. But I'm not complaining. Anyway, down to some more stuff down here. So obviously we'll use those drop links. They're fine for now. We'll get things looking very OEM. Some other little bits here I wanted to show you. Now, some reasoning behind this. These are the little RS badges that sit on the wheels. I'd be wondering why. Why would I buy these? The wheels have already just been powder coated. In fact, when I bought the car, the dealer, lovely dealer, who shall remain nameless, re-powder coated the wheels. You think, well, that's great, isn't it? Apart from, they're completely the wrong colour. you can't see it so much on camera, but they are just the wrong silver. They're quite sparkly, so they're the wrong shade. And then on top of that, it was clear that these wheels, sorry, were quite corroded. In fact, I don't think you can see it on this wheel. Let me take you over to the other one. Because there is all this horrible pitting. Here we go. All this pitting where either it wasn't very well powder coated, who knows, or it wasn't blasted very well, or the wheels were just so heavily corroded that it was just terrible. So something's got to be done with this. Now I took it to one wheel refurber and they said we can definitely get it looking better. We can't guarantee that we get all of that pitting out of it, that it may just be too heavily corroded to get that out. They won't know until they start stripping it. So at the time I thought, well, let's wait, let's get the rest of the car sorted and let's see what we've got. If anyone's got any opinion on that, I would love to hear your thoughts on what's best to do here. Should I bother getting these blasted again? Should I just buy a nicer set and get them redone? Or should I take the risk and get them stripped? Anybody out there who knows, I would really love to hear your thoughts, because I can't live with that. Yes, I know some people, that's absolutely fine, but to me, it keeps me awake at night, which is really sad. But that is the kind of car guy that I am. So anyway, back to some of these parts. Okay, so we got the headlight leveler. Like I say, a bit of rust on it, but working really well, probably 1,000 times better than that. I think we mentioned the new mats already. We've got the RS stickers for that, and there's a part number for anyone who needs it, but they're very easy to find online, thankfully. Now, being a father, can't not have the ISO anchor for a child seat in the back. I mean, for all the 3 times that the kids have been in the RS, you've got to have that. So there's a part number for that. Might install that, might forget to. And oh, what's this one? I think I remember what this one is. Oh yes, it is what I think it is. This is the focus badge. Now, so many people take these off, and I understand why. They're not that pretty, but I want the car looking how it looked when it rolled out of the factory, and so that's got to go back on. Obviously the previous owner thought not. So yep, that one's there, part number there if you need it. I think I just showed you that. Now, it wouldn't be one of my RS Focuses if it didn't have a short shifter. I've got to have that. I've always had it. It's such a small thing. Some people love them, some people hate them. I've always liked it. It does make that throw just that little bit shorter, just a little bit more precise. Some people hate it and find it the opposite. Me, I've always liked it. There's another spare oil filter. We've just put a new one in with the oil filter housing, so we won't need that for a wee while yet. And then the last one, which is the interesting one, I wanted to tell you about, because everyone who has a Focus, pretty much a Focus, a Mark II Focus, has this problem, and it is that bloody Ford badge on the steering wheel that goes all like speckly, for want of a better description. It goes all horrible. Let's go over to the car. Assume I've got the key with me. Show you what I mean. Yes, here we go. Excuse the mess in there, it's disgusting. Haven't used the car, haven't detailed it yet. That is what happens to everybody's Ford badges on the steering wheel. Now I can't stand it. It drives me absolutely crazy. So on my first one, my green one, which had, I don't know, all of 10 miles on it, it still had all this, and I think a lot of it actually comes from cleaning products. Because my green car, I think it only had one owner before me, but he used to use all this dirty, greasy silicone spray stuff. So when I got the car, everything was just sticky. And in fact, I think it was starting to delaminate like the gear stick and other bits. But I think that possibly plays a part in this. I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't stand it. And I was like, it was the only thing on the car that didn't look perfect. My OCD's coming through in this, isn't it? A lot. You're really getting to hear behind the curtains right now. The problems are shining through. Anyway, so I went to the ridiculous length of pulling out the airbag, and I bought a second-hand one that was perfect. And bearing in mind I was in New Zealand, I had it shipped from the UK, and it had to be shipped on a ship. Couldn't go air freight because it had an airbag in it. And in fact, when it arrived, it was the right badge, but the wrong design. I can't remember what happened, and I couldn't just swap it. So I thought, oh right, I'll just prise the badge off and stick it on. No. That cannot be done without releasing the whole airbag mechanism, and that's got one-way clips on it. I spent hours trying to do it without blowing my hand off, and I gave up and realized it was just too hard. I reached out to EMB, the guys that do all the RS sticker inserts, you know, the guys that do the inlays for this. And I asked them about it, and they said, oh yes, we've got a lovely inlay that goes straight on top of it. And I thought to myself, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. It's gonna stick out. It's gonna sit like crap. It's gonna be super ugly. But I'll buy it anyway. You know, God knows, it was probably £4 or something at the time. And they sent it to me in New Zealand. And I thought, let's give it a go. I stuck it on top, and honestly, I could not tell the difference of the depth. You'd think it would stick out and be really ugly, but it actually was absolutely perfect. So I cannot recommend ordering one of these enough. They don't have it on their website. You've got to ask them for it. Well, they didn't last time I looked anyway, and I had to ask them again for when I arrived here in the UK for it. I went back through my emails, found the guy I spoke to. Anyway, obviously, these all need doing. I mean, like I say, 14-year-old car, 115,000 miles. Time to get them changed. Although they don't look that bad right now. They're not. I don't think they are falling apart like they tend to. They tend to sort of go all patchy, don't they? They're not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. Anyway, so some more parts have arrived. Now I suspect, judging by the weight, that this is a nice new set of rear discs, because these ones, there's actually nothing wrong with them in terms of MOT or anything, but the back of them are just terribly corroded. Like you know already, pretty much everything under the car is pretty corroded. You know, all surface rust, but not looking very pretty. And this set came up on the RS owners group. A lovely guy called Jason sent them out to me, and they've got something a bit special about them. So let's get them open and I'll show you what they look like. So if I remember correctly, these guys have been machined by Nembo Engineering. So they're brand new. They've been C-hook machined. Oh, very nice. Of course, that means I'm going to have to get the fronts done to match. There we go. A nice new set of rear discs. Oh, these are genuine Fords. Very good. So yeah, just another part to add to the collection that you've just seen. Try not to fall over all these parts. Got them laid out so practically for me. Well, for you guys actually. So yeah, that's what we've got. We've still got lots more to buy, unfortunately. And we need to start getting them quickly because we've got to get this car ready. Summer's around the corner. We're already into spring. So we've got front discs to buy, front pads, we've got rear pads. We've got everything for the rear subframe to get still. Anyone out there who's got any recommendations where to buy those bits from, who's got one, anybody who's got any advice on the rear subframe, I really want to hear from you. Obviously I can look up part numbers and order all those bits bit by bit, but yeah, if anybody's got any intel, I'd love to find another deal like this, absolutely. So yeah, rear subframe, and obviously any one-time use bolts that I've got to replace. I'm toying with uprating these to polyurethane bushers. They're all in good nick. I mean, obviously they're 14 years old, but they're only on a 10,000 mile car. So, I'm toying with leaving them how they are. If anyone's got any thoughts on those, anybody who's uprated all their bushes, because obviously, you know, we've got ones there as well. Please drop a comment or send me a message. Just tell me what your thoughts are on OEM versus, you know, uprated stiffer bushes. I would really like to hear your opinions on the way to go. So where were we? Discs, pads, rear subframe, bolts. We've got a few heat shields underneath the car that could do with changing. A couple of them are a bit loose or broken. I think just 2 of them. Obviously we've got to give the underbody a whole clean. I've got all the bits to do that, and it's going to keep me busy for a few weeks, I think. Scrubbing away at that, no doubt getting filthy. Obviously we're going to have some challenges with this being a mid-rise scissor lift. I think it's going to get in the way a bit for some of that cleaning stuff. It would be lovely to have a 2-poster in here. I just don't have the headroom. But anyway, and then I think out of a preventative maintenance, we're going to upgrade the radiator because I know they're known to go pop. If we're going to do that, then let's upgrade the coolant hoses. And as I've said before in previous videos, that inlet plenum needs to be changed. We don't want to leave that plastic one in there much longer. Then we've got a few things inside that we need to deal with. Obviously there's a lot of cleaning, a lot of polishing to do. Get her looking her best, get her ready for Ford Fair, where I will be. I'll be on the stand with Car Focused, Gary, and a whole load of other of you out there. Some of you are already on this channel who've helped me along the way. So big thanks to all those guys. You all know who you are. But yeah, we've got to get this car ready for the summer. Get it ready for that show. But we've got a couple of problems on the inside as well to deal with. Oh, we've got one other issue as well to deal with. And I think it's a fairly common one. Rear windscreen washer jets are not going. Now, I've put a new motor in already because that actually failed. But it's still not squirting at the back. Now, I've heard from a few people that it can get kinked or crushed, especially around the spoiler area, that it gets twisted and can get blocked. So I might need to take the spoiler off, start looking for it, start finding where it's kinked. But once again, like I say, front one works fine, brand new motor in there, so it goes both ways, that motor, allegedly. But yeah, no water coming out the rear, so that would be good to solve that. And we've got no air conditioning. Now, I haven't tested the pressure on that, so that's probably just a regas. But the condenser pump is a bit noisy when the car's cold especially. But yeah, and I think as you saw in a few other videos, it was a bit green looking. So anyway, this has given us a good chance to see what I've got. And maybe if you guys have got anything out there, or you got any advice, any opinions, please do drop me a message. I answer everybody who comes back, and it's really helpful and just great to share knowledge.
So here's where I need a little bit of help from you guys.
It's got a bit of a selection issue, so we can get it to blow on the feet. we can get it to blow on the windscreen, but it doesn't blow on the face. And it could be one of two things. Either something's not happening in this unit and it's not selecting it, or the motor assembly that's behind there that winds it and moves it up to those blowers is not doing its job. So today I just wanted to film a bit of that, just for people to have a listen. And I'd love to know your thoughts, any comments, anyone who's experienced it and knows the solution, because what I would really, really love to avoid here is removing this entire dashboard assembly just to get to the heater fan. Let's get into it. I'll just show you quickly what it seems to do. Now you can hear that selecting it. And if I hit windscreen, I don't know if you can hear that. There, that made a noise as well. That makes a noise. Ooh, that makes a noise. Now that makes a noise. Now I haven't tried this in probably 6 months. So let's just give that a go. This might all be for nothing. Hold on a second. No. We're getting some air. Just nothing like it should be. I mean, it's barely a whisper. So that's strange. Let's turn that back right down. So I'll turn it off. Off. Off, off. Down to feet. I think you can hear it as it goes. As it goes up there. And up to the face. Well, it does make a kind of noise. That is the technical phrase for that. Okay, anyone asking? You now know. Okay, let's go back to face. So, I mean, it makes the noises. I'll turn this up again. There's just hardly any air coming out of there. I mean, it's barely a breeze. Is it open? Obviously. This one's open. Yeah. I am really. Ooh. Doesn't feel very tight. I think that's just good old Ford quality. They're all the same, all just extremely weak, and we've got this up at the fullest. If I go windscreen, we'll turn that off. And yeah, that's belting out of there. If I take that off and go down to feet, I can sort of feel that. I have to get down on the floor and have a feel of that. Oh yeah, no, that's pumping out of there. So what's going on? Somebody help. Let's turn this down so we can hear it. Take that off recirc. Although once again, recirc should be sort of more powerful. I tell you what would be good here. This is a pain. But I wonder if someone can film the noises their one makes when it goes through those things. Because it does make quite a long noise as it goes to go to the face fans. Face fans, yeah. So if I just cycle through these one more time so we can hear them. I'll have to listen afterwards, see if it's actually audible in the video, but let's go. Feet. face. Windscreen. But if we turn these off, quite a long noise there when you turn that on and off. It's on. Maybe that's worth having a listen to, see what other people want to sound like. Wow, it's going to be a riveting video, guys, but your help is really, really appreciated. So if anybody can send that through to me, or anybody has any experience of this, be really, really appreciated. Be really appreciated. I really don't want to have to take this whole dash apart for what could be a very simple fix. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Next video, I think we need to get that front subframe out. We have to start the dastardly job, and I'm still delaying it because I said to you in the last video we were going to move on to this, and now I found another reason to do something else. But anyway, I promise you, we'll get on to the big stuff. We need to order some front discs first, I think. Excuses being made here. We need to drop that front drops. We need to drop that front drop. Oh, it's not happening. It's not happening, guys. It's getting late. We need to drop that front subframe out and get this one in. We need to get this cleaned up first. I've got another job to do. We'll get this one cleaned up in the next video. Get all these components looking great and ready. We'll need to get new springs, get new front discs, front brake pads. See, I'm building up ways to not have to start the hard work. I don't want to lie under the car. That's what it is. I know I've got a lift, but it's only a mid-rise. So one way or another, I'm laying or sitting on the floor. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and you haven't fallen asleep. Enjoy. Take care. Bye.